Hey guys, Raymond here from the Beginner Photography Podcast, and today we're doing a real-world battery test on the brand new DJI Spark. So let's get into it. Hey guys, Raymond here again from the Beginner Photography Podcast, and the biggest question that I have been getting about the DJI Spark is one, how far can it fly, which I covered in a previous video, and two, how long do the batteries last? Today I'm putting two batteries through a real-world test to see if they can really put out the 16-minute flight time that DJI claims. Let's find out. Alright guys, so here I go. I'm playing this footage back at 400 times speed because, well, if I didn't, it'd be pretty boring to just watch 10 minutes plus of my backyard while we're doing construction, building a deck and finishing up a fence. So, as far as the flight goes, there's a few things that I wanted to do. So with the first battery, I wanted to do two different types of tests, right? The first test, I wanted to do something very close. As you can see just here in my backyard, I keep bumping the vision sensor right there. I wanted it close in my backyard so that, honestly, it was a windy day. And as you can see in my backyard, there's a good amount of trees. There's also a good amount of cover, but I figured that if the drone was around the trees, the wind would have, been minimal. That the trees would have blocked some of that wind, and then the drone wouldn't have had to have fought so hard. Here I am trying to see how full our gutters were after a recent rainstorm. So the drone is also great for that. Again, I didn't want the drone ever to be more than about 100 to 115 feet away from me to kind of minimize, variables. I still wanted the drone close to me so that maybe the remote would communicate better with the drone. There'd be, just the better communication and lack of the drone having to work so hard to communicate with the remote, and therefore kind of conserve some of that battery life. And to tell you the truth, I don't know if it was just flying around in my backyard, but it's fun to fly. However, it got kind of boring. As you could see, I was kind of doing a lot of the same things. But ultimately, I think that we did get a pretty good test out of this. It's a pretty good real-world example of just how somebody would be flying this kind of drone. Again, it's not a professional use drone. You're not going to be using this thing in a lot of professional settings. This is just going to be something that maybe you'll take out on vacation. Or, I did crash the drone right there, so it went into a small branch. Luckily, the thing can take quite a beating. This is now I believe that was the third crash I've had with the drone. The first time was in a tree. Once again, every single time has been my fault, not the drone's fault. I was going over a fence and, it went up and it just hit a branch. So the second time I ran it straight into my house. So there we go. We got the low battery warning, and now I'm bringing the drone back in. So I'm going to land it here and get ready for the second test. Alright, and this is for battery number 2. So battery number 2 was a little bit different. Battery number 2, I wanted to do a little bit more adventurous type flying. I wanted to go further away. I wanted to go up higher. I wanted to have a higher maintained speed. So right now, you can see, here we go. I'm leaving my backyard. I'm going across the street. Once again, just because I wanted to kind of switch it up. It was a windy day. I figured that if I am a little higher, it's going to be even windier. It's going to affect the battery life. If I'm farther away, the power consumption needed to communicate with the drone might be higher and therefore affect the battery life as well. Going further away, that's where it's going to maintain that heightened speed. Also right there, I was testing out one of my function buttons. So again, flying around this high, is definitely a possibility. I believe I definitely wasn't more than 200 feet. It was only about 150 or so in altitude, but I got to distances of 500 plus feet away, sometimes 700. And again, just to check, here I am coming back into the house right now, just to keep flying around. But I figured that if I do a test of both, it would give me a good kind of roundabout example of battery life for the DJI Spark. This is something that, you know, if you're out, if you're on vacation, you're gonna maybe fly it around a little further away, 600, 700, 800 feet away from you, a few hundred feet in the air, just to get a nice idea of your surroundings. This is nothing major. It was never very far. And there I was showing the camera that I got a warning that said that there was very high velocity, and to make sure that, you know, you can keep sight on the drone. So it was just to show that it was a windy day. Google said that winds were around 8 to 12 miles an hour, 8 to 11 miles an hour, I believe. And I know that had to affect the drone. It's a very small drone. It does not weigh a lot. The wind, I would imagine, could just toss this thing around. And once again, that's why I wanted to get that high, just to get a good mix of what the wind could do and how it would affect the battery life of the DJI Spark. Overall, I'm pretty happy. So let's go ahead and fly back home, and we will talk about the results. Alright, so the official numbers for the DJI Spark real-world battery tests are as follows. The first battery got a total flight time of 11 minutes and 59 seconds, which left it with a battery percentage of 14%. Doing the math, if I would have ran the drone to 100% battery usage, the total flight time could have been 13 minutes and 56 seconds. With battery number 2, I had further distance away from me as well as higher altitude. Higher altitude typically means higher wind speeds as well. And I got a flight time of 13 minutes and 12 seconds. That left a battery life of 12% left. So again, doing the math, that would have left a total flight time of 15 minutes if I would have ran the battery to 100%. So is it the 16 minutes that DJI advertises? No. But is it close? Yeah, I think that it's real close. There were a few factors here today. One of them, and the biggest, being the wind. Google said that we had winds of 8 to 11 miles an hour today. Just kind of hovering close to me in a wooded area. I have trees in my backyard. I could see the drone kind of drifting side to side. And I could see that it was directly because of the wind. I would feel the wind, I would see the drone move and try to hover back. So it was definitely fighting that. And that, of course, uses up a good amount of battery. Again, one of the other things is that this is not a prosumer drone. This is not a professional drone. This is a beginner hobbyist drone. This is something to dip your feet into the drone waters. So many people want to compare the Spark to the Mavic Pro, and I don't think that they could be any further apart. It's a completely unfair comparison. In fact, the only thing that they have in common is that they're relatively small, and that they just have a different body style than older, I guess, more traditional drones. And the remotes kind of look similar. Also, I've been getting a lot of questions in the comments from past videos about this thing. It just keeps the joysticks from being shifted around, so you can just throw this thing in a bag and not have to worry about twisting or breaking off one of the joysticks. Super cheap piece of plastic, but it does the job. Works great. I'll link in the description below to the Amazon page where you can go ahead and buy one for yourself. They're so cheap, I don't know why you wouldn't buy one. Again, back to the battery. If I only had one, I could see me wanting to fly more than just 13, 14, 15 minutes worth of flight time. Luckily, I do have two, and 2 batteries is more than enough for me. Again, I'm not trying to go to another county. I'm not trying to go to another state. I'm not trying to fly up into the stratosphere. I just want to fly around my area, see some cool things, have some fun, just fly this thing around. And for me, 13, 14 minutes is more than enough. And if at the end of that I find that I still want to fly, well, I got that second battery. So that is it for the real-world DJI Spark battery test. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Feel free to ask any questions about the Spark if you have any. And be sure to subscribe as well. I keep making these videos about the Sparks. People seem to love them. So if you want to see more videos, be sure to subscribe so that you'll be one of the first to see when I upload new videos. All right, guys, get out there, have fun, enjoy the weather, be safe, and I will see you next time.